All right, next up we've got a couple of my favorite new things so far this year. It's a few new releases from Ka-Bar, and the first is their 1119 wrench knife. I know a lot of you may be familiar with some of the time-lapse knife making videos out there where people will take an old wrench, heat it up, and hammer it into a knife. Well, this is not originally an old wrench, but it certainly emulates the look of that style of knife. This comes in just under 40 bucks, and it is a drop forged blade made of 425 high carbon stainless steel. And what's cool about the way they make this knife, because it's drop forged, you are going to get some quote unquote imperfections on the surface here and there, and each one's going to be unique to the knife you've got. Each one will be just a little bit different from the next one. Now, despite looking like a wrench, it doesn't actually have a wrench on the end. You're not going to be able to twist any bolts with this. So it is somewhat of a novelty, certainly in terms of its style, but it's not a novelty in terms of the amount of work it can do. Because we've got a very versatile blade shape going on here, about 3 inches, drop point profile, with a nice hollow grind going on. Keeps the edge a little bit thinner because I think, just kind of eyeballing the thickness here, we're maybe about 5/32 of an inch thick or somewhere in that ballpark. So in order to keep it nice and slicey for the day-to-day stuff, they went with that hollow grind to go a little bit thinner, and they kept it nice and thin behind the edge too. Stonewash finish, again, is going to hide scratches pretty well as you use the knife, and I think I may have to get one of these because it's just a lot of fun. You do get a little bit of traction from the inset lettering on the handle itself. Now in terms of the sheath, this is not Kydex, it is a hard plastic material, but it clicks in pretty nicely, and I like what they've done with the texture on this. It has almost like a Gorilla lining type of feel to it. A little bit different, not super smooth like some of their other things, but I like it. Well, we've got a nice push-off point here for your thumb, lets you extract the knife fairly easily. We've also got a slot here at the end for some moisture drainage, as well as a large hole here to attach some neck hardware if you wanted to neck carry this. But between the hole and the large slot here, this is actually going to work with all kinds of different attachment hardware that's out there. Actually, I don't have one here in front of me, but just looking at it, I imagine they would have made this so that Ka-Bar's TDI clip plate would fit this. But since that slot's in between those two holes there, this is going to fit both a large and a small Tek-Lok as well if you're interested in that sort of hardware. But it's a cool knife, and I like what they've done with the sheath. And this is even made still right here in America, which I also appreciate. Really cool wrench knife from Ka-Bar, 40 bucks right now.